In this video, you will learn what was written in the document in the two-part of the 70th episode, why the big Astro Skybiters do not attack ordinary agents, but attacked G-Man in the last episode. Who are the Astro Skybiters, as well as when and why did they appear, and many more secrets of these mysterious UFO saucers. Hello everybody, my name is Razmiak, and I'm the very first Skibidi Toilet. All of you 100% know about Astro Skybiters, their power, their advanced technology, and most importantly, their mysteriousness. A great many questions about this race still remain unanswered. Who they are, where they came from, what their goals are, and so on, to name a few. And if you are as interested as I am in learning about Astro Toilets a little more, today's video I will try to uncover all their secrets, and the clues I've found will shock you. But before that, be sure to subscribe to the channel with a bell and put a like, and if we collect 300 likes, I will release a new video as soon as possible. In the meantime, we're going to go back to the very beginning of Astro Toilets, to the series when they first appeared, specifically episode 53. It was then that we were first shown an Astro Skybiters, which we'll call UFO, because in its shape it really is much more like an alien flying saucer than the others. In that episode, the UFO flew right into the thick of the agents, killed one speakerman, and then, after lightly firing on the Titan's cameraman, and dodged all subsequent attacks and flew away as if nothing had happened. In addition, the UFO appeared one more episode later, in episode 55. There he also appeared for only a couple of seconds, shot at the helicopter cameraman, and flew away again, avoiding the attack cameraman Titan. By the way, in between these two appearances of the Astro Toilet, in episode 54, we saw Skibidi Glitch and his elimination, so two super-fast Skibidi alternated, if 3 episodes can even be called that. Even back then, everyone noticed the hallmark of these toilets, speed, and compared each to the other. Both of these Skybiters had super speed. However, there were plenty of differences as well. First of all, the glitch design does not resemble a flying saucer, and looks like the most ordinary toilet. Secondly, the Skibidi Enlo was surprisingly calm and serious, did not sing the Skibidi song, and, unlike its predecessor, did not twitch like an epileptic, and controlled the speed. All of this, quite some time ago, led us to the conclusion that the glitch toilet was the first experimental prototype of Skibidi Enlo. However, if only it were that simple. Let's move forward another 5 episodes to the last time the Astro Toilets appeared before their long disappearance in episode 60. That's when we were first shown a giant robo-scientist, a fake version of G-Man, and what's most important to us now, G-Man's betrayal. That's when our UFO Skibiders, along with another new sidekick we'll call Astro Scorpion, attacked the fake G-Man. As we remember, Skibidi the scientist saved the fake G-Man, but that's not what interests us. Did the Astro Toilets already knew about G-Toilet's intentions since episode 60? To understand this, let's look at the return of the Astro Skybiters, which happened in episode 68. And yes, the Astro race's comeback was not in part 1 of episode 70, but in part 1 of 68. Literally, for a brief moment, in the background and in the dark, we spotted the outline of a Skibidi UFO. Although it doesn't count as a full-fledged return, we can count this moment as a teaser. However, there was no important information there, which can't be said about the 70th episode. In each of the 3 parts, there was some mention of Astro Toilets, and each of them is as important as possible. Let's start perhaps with part 1, in which we were directly shown the new Astro Skybiters. When he first appeared, many noticed his similarity to Astro Scorpion, but still, they are 2 different Skybiters, which can be understood by the different toilets. Plus to this, the new Astro also has larger dimensions compared to the Scorpion or UFO Skibidi, which, by the way, is why we give it the name Big Astro to make it easier to navigate. So in part 1 of episode 70, we were shown that this type of toilet is able to communicate in the most ordinary and adequate English language. Not Skibidi singing, not the inverted language of the TV mans, and not the sound waves of the speaker man, but exactly understandable speech, which before the Astro race did only the Dafak itself, which greatly distinguishes them among ordinary toilets. Then the big Astro uttered the phrase, "You're all going to die." Remarkably, he flew in, destroyed only seemingly his own ally, Skibidi DJ, showed off his power in front of the Titans, and flew away. In fact, it's not really clear here why or why not the big Astro did that, in the sense that his actions are not logical in any way, to kill his own but not to touch Titans. In fact, I can justify what he did, but To make it clearer to you, let's first study and remember a couple more things. As I said before, Astro Skibiders appeared in all 3 parts of episode 70, in one form or another, and part 2 was no exception. There, though only for a couple of seconds, but we were shown a document with a treaty between the Astro race and ordinary Skibiders. But what does this treaty mean, according to one rather interesting theory? This document is a document about the separation of the Astro and ordinary toilet races into 2, and it sounds very plausible, but why I'm so sure of it, I'll tell you in a moment. As we remember, back in the series, when Astro Skibiders first appeared, UFO Toilet fought on the side of the scientist, and just like other Skibiders, killed agents. This could mean that the Astro Skibiders used to fight for the regular toilets, right up until the moment the Titan Speakerman was freed from infection and lost to the G-Man in episode 57. This is why the UFOs, along with Scorpion, wanted to overthrow G-Man, but that time they were thwarted by Skibidi, the scientist, by chasing the attackers away. But then Skibidi scientist did not know about G-Man's intentions. I think G-Man always wanted to be a leader, and he was, but it was not enough for him, and after betraying Skibidi scientist, his goal was achieved. After destroying the scientist, it was G-Man who took his place and became the real leader of all the toilets. In addition, he got the scientist's technology in his hands, as well as not his finished work, and that's why G-Man was so strong and powerful. In part 2 of episode 72, apparently G-Man broke the pact between the Skibidi toilets and the Astro toilets, led by Skibidi the scientist and the UFO toilets. Although we don't know all the intricacies of the treaty, I was able to find a rough translation of the document, which gives us a little more knowledge of the situation. Initially, it's worth remembering a couple of important scenes. The conversation between the Astro Skibiders and the G-Man in episode 60. Any singing of regular Skibiders, say, during the alarm in episode 68, as well as the additional scene in season 23 with the conversation between the Astro Skibiders. You've probably noticed by now what all of these moments have in common, and that's the Skibiders talking. Each of these episodes featured toilet speech, and the most amazing thing is that in all of the moments I listed above, we heard different languages. When the Plungerman squad was discovered, the alarm sounded with words in the Skibidi language. Remember, this is what we will consider to be the language of the original, then normal Skibiders. When the Astro toilets met and talked to each other, they also spoke Skibidi language, but a little different from the first one. This is called the Astro language. Well, now the most important thing. In episode 60, we saw a regular Skibidi toilet in the person of G-Man communicating with a UFO Skibiders. With all this, the speech was slightly different from both the original and Astro speech, which can only mean one thing. There are 3 languages of the toilets. The usual Skibidi language, in which most of the toilets communicate, Astro language, which is spoken by the entire Astro race, which we were shown in the 60th episode. But where am I going with this? The point is that this theory explains the construction of the text of the document and even translates it a little. I'll tell you all about it. Look, at the top and bottom of the treaty are peculiar signatures of the leaders of the races in the form of photographs, and on the side of them is the text. To the right of the scientist is written part of the terms in the language of ordinary Skibiders. The UFOs have almost identical situation, but the language of the Astro race is indicated. But then what is written in the middle on the main plan? Surely you have already guessed that it is a generalized language of Skibidi toilets used to sign the main terms of the contract. We can assume that that text specifies which territories and technologies go to certain races, as well as under what conditions the treaty is terminated. Perhaps the death of the scientist was one of those conditions. I have another theory, though. What if the Astro Skibiders were afraid of the scientist and made a pact with him to separate the races only because they thought he was much stronger than he really was? And it could be, since the Skibidi scientist's signature, i.e. his picture, showed the robot scientist, not the little Skibiders. Maybe Astro Skibiders, like us, believed in the size and power of Skibidi scientist, and only then realized that they were deceived, and under the mask of the most powerful toilet hid a little old man, which is easy to defeat and take away all the technology. Agree, after such a thing anyone would be unpleasant, and Astro Skibiders are no exception, which is confirmed by one part of the 70th episode, where a big Astro almost killed G-Man's accomplice G-Man that wanted to steal a container, for sure needed by the Astro race. Well, why the big Astro did not attack the Titans and did not reach the agents, which can be understood by one part of 72 series and also by 71 episodes. Well, I think that Skibiders didn't touch the Titans because he didn't have time to fight and needed to intercept G-Man with the container as soon as possible. However, he did not miss the opportunity to show his strength and show off in front of the Titans, making them afraid of the Astro race. But what about the agents? Why didn't he ever finish them off? Perhaps the reason here is also similar to the one with the Titans. The big Astro needs to show the agents himself, so that the Alliance is afraid of such powerful opponents in the face of space Skibiders and understand their strength. That's why he didn't touch the cameramen filming, hoping that they would broadcast him to the agents. Well, the second part of the 72nd episode was the peak of the peak for the Astro Toilet storyline. As in this episode, we saw a brand new character from the Astro Toilets race. Dafook then gave me exclusive information about this event, and my subscribers were the first to know about the new character in the 72nd episode. So if you want to stay up to date with all the news, you can subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to click on the bell. Dafook was asked, "Are there too many Astro Toilets?" He said there are too many, and this new character, it's only 1%. Of course, Astro Toilets are much stronger than regular toilets, but still in the second part of the 72nd series, we saw that even Astro Toilets can be defeated. It showed us G-Man. But still, what are the real goals of Astro Toilets, in fact? We can only find out later, when the new series will be released. So I advise you to put a like, subscribe to my channel with a bell to not miss a new video or analysis. Well, I guess I'll say goodbye to you. Well, you were on the channel Razmeek, and with you was Razmeek. Good luck to everyone, and goodbye.